So how do we turn this into this? So for this project, there's going to be a few things we need. First of all, we need our skis. Now, then we're going to need some PVC pipe fittings. We'll go through in detail more later of exactly what we need. We're going to need some all-purpose cement, tape measure, saw, and something to mark the PVC pipe. Now we're building this Smitty Sled on a budget, but it's going to be the ultimate Smitty Sled that you've seen. So let's go get our sled and show you how we're going to build this. Lightweight, easy, and everything you can pick up at the hardware store. Now for this build, I'm thinking the Pelican 94 is going to be a little big, so we're going to use the good old Pelican Trek 65. And we'll get into that, of why I'm choosing this sled. The reason I'm using the Pelican Trek 65 is because I've had this sled for just over 10 years. It has been through the ringer. Ice fishing, pulling behind snowmobiles, pulling behind quads, carrying out deer, carrying out moose. I put it through heck and back. So I bought 2 more sleds this year for behind the snowmobiles and decided I needed something lightweight and easy to drag through into those remote lakes so I can snowshoe in, but have some with a little less drag for those big hills. So that's what brought me to this idea. So I managed to pick up a free set of skis that are going to be absolutely the perfect length. That's going to give me a little bit more stability. It'll give me more length, smaller sliding surface to glide right through that snow. Now, another part of the reason I'm doing this is because unfortunately, and this is my bad, I left some blood in the poor sled and a mouse decided to have a heyday. This sled has original runners. You can see it has slid and been through heck and back and it has never wore out. But due to my neglect, I must chew through it. So I figured, well, why not lift it up so the snow's not getting in through that. This way we're going to have some more clearance and be ready for those remote lakes. So the first thing we got to do is do some measuring. From inside to inside, we're going to want 19 inches. And we're going to also check this side. 19 inches. So I'm going to have it sit essentially right down into the sides of the sled. So it's going to sit right down into here to help support it. Go across the back. Then it's going to come up and across this way. And then the skis on top of there. That's essentially our plan here. So we're going to need 19 inches inside to inside. Now we've got to accommodate things. So here's where 2 of our 90s come in. Now as you can see, we're actually going to want a little wider 19. So that's sitting down all the way that way. Let's take this one, put a 90. Now you could hand saw this, but a chop saw is way easier if you have it. So of course all this stuff we're just going to dry fit to start. Don't want to do anything until we have the entire thing built, and then we'll come back and mark it out. So there's step 1. Now for this next part, I'm going to have to pick up more PVC because I was going to go today, but everything was closed. This is where our little T's come in. So I'm thinking we come in about there and about there, and then those supports will support the majority of our ski. So now we just got our little guy, pops into each side. Also, run a support across the bottom. Now I realize the sled doesn't need the support. I'm more thinking to help structure the base. So I think that is actually our next step here, figuring that out. So I'm going extremely heavy on the ground. Probably heavier than you should. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'm going extremely heavy. So I don't want joints breaking apart. So I'm using the table to get everything situated. Bang on. We're going to get this back end glued up. Because we're going to have to pick up more PVC pipe. I thought I had enough scraps laying around, but unfortunately I don't. Then our 90s we'll glue on after once we figure out so we can keep that part in line. So make sure we got no fitment issues. So now this should technically just slip over nice and tight. So this way it's got multiple contact surfaces, it's sitting on there, and then our skis, which we're going to tear apart next, can sit right on top. Skis pulled apart so we can actually format a plan. Now I'm a snowboarder, not a skier, so this is kind of completely new territory for me. Of what? That will be perfect. This way, we got the nice rounded front, really bringing up on top of the snow. Smaller, skinnier surface, easier to drag on ice, hard pack, soft snow, anything. And then we still have some nice overhang on the back. As you can see, I just have it all pushed together. But this is the general plan, with extra room for the back. Now, a lot of people are going to say, this isn't going to be strong enough. I don't even have it glued yet. And this is just to show you, I weigh 175 pounds-ish. And yeah, it's not breaking. And it's not even glued together. So, we're going to be good for this project. So let's get this thing glued up, and then let's continue on with the build and adding accessories. So the reason I went with this design is I didn't actually want to permanently modify this sled. So this way, you still have a regular sled, and then you have your separate Smitty build. So that's the whole reason for doing it this way, and I think it's going to work out great. All glued up, ready to go. We're going to do another test fit. And then one thing I forgot to mention in the parts is paint, because I'm actually going to paint this. It's just going to look way better than having ugly white piping. We're going to paint it black, make it match the sled, and then we can start on some accessories. It's probably going to take a few coats. But you know what? A few coats is fine, as long as it's not that ugly white. I did just give it a quick hand prep with some sandpaper just to help with adhesion. But we'll quickly paint this and we'll be right back. We decided to go with the Pacific Yak Angler mount, Railblaza rod holder. This way I can sit beside, have my rod just hanging out when I want to break, when things are slow. Of course, did a cup holder. This way I can carry my extra lures, have my morning coffee or my daily pop on the go, with my fishing pliers, easy and ready to grab. And then to finish it all off, we of course need extra rod storage. So we set it up. Boom. And this is made by Pelican. So there's 3 of these guys, 3 rods. Then I did just a cheapy Clio mount mounted to the plastic frame. So now everything's ready to go. Now next, I am thinking we need to make a little tabletop for the very front. Thinking a nice little top to go over the front. This way I can do some cooking when I'm out and about, or I can put my fish finder on there, see it, so when I'm sitting beside the sled, which will be quite a higher up, I'll see past the rod holder and actually be able to watch my screen while I'm jigging, trying to catch those fish. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about doing the front holder and what you think about the build. I think it turned out pretty great. We're gonna go try it out.